and dip them in the egg. Oh, no, 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 no. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki.
I'm Adam.
And today's video, we're doing an air fryer video. So we have 4 new recipes today that we're going to be doing. I can link our 2 older air fryer videos below, but we're doing new recipes today. So these are just going to be some quick and easy things that we like to make. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and talk about what we're gonna be making today. So first of all, I wanna say I have a Power XL air fryer. It's a 7-quart. We started with a 3.5 quart, but then we upgraded because we found that it was just not big enough. So we use it pretty much daily. I love it. It is just so convenient. It helps make food really crispy, and it also cooks really quickly. So what we're doing today is we're gonna be doing some fried green beans, some chicken. We're gonna be dividing this container of chicken in half. We're gonna be doing half of it with some buffalo sauce, and then the other half we're gonna do kind of like a blackened chicken. We're gonna see if we can make chicken that can even just sit in the fridge as like leftovers to add to wraps and bowls. Then we're doing what has become one of my favorite snacks, and that is just a sausage wrap. So we're using these La Banderita tortillas, some of these chicken brats or chicken sausages, some veggie mix, and some light mozzarella to make those. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get started prepping the chicken, and then we're gonna make the green beans. Okay, so I have my chicken right here on a paper towel. I'm just gonna go ahead and put 5 of them into this bag, cut up into little cubes, and then 5 into this bag. And this one I have about 2 teaspoons of oil. I decided to add a little bit of olive oil to the one that I'm gonna be using the blackened seasoning in. And then I didn't add anything to the bag that I'm gonna be putting the buffalo sauce in. But I'm gonna go ahead and do these so that they can sit in the bags for a few minutes while I do the green beans, because I'm gonna cook the green beans first and then cook up the chicken. So this one has the oil in it. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that around a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the blackened seasoning. So I ended up using almost 2 tablespoons of blackened seasoning for this, and I'm just gonna let it sit while I do the buffalo. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit while I do the green beans. Okay, so I have my setup for the green beans. I went ahead and scrambled 2 eggs in here just to make sure I had enough. In here I just have about a ½ cup of flour. I don't always use it all, but I put some salt and pepper in it as well. And then this one is panko. I have a cup of panko in here. And then I went ahead and put some garlic powder, maybe a ½ teaspoon. I put about a teaspoon of this cheesy seasoning from Trader Joe's. And I put about a tablespoon of this garlic, herb, black pepper, and sea salt seasoning. This stuff is really good. So I have some fresh green beans right here ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick them in the flour, then the egg, and then the panko, and then they're gonna go in the air fryer. Okay, and also I went ahead and washed the green beans so they're wet so the flour will stick to them. And when I'm wearing gloves, it's easier sometimes to just do all the flour and then put them on a tray so that I can just get my hands dirty with the eggs and the panko after, so I don't have to change the gloves. So I realized I needed a bigger bowl for the egg to just make it easier. These green beans are kind of long. Okay, so then this is the tray of green beans. It made a good amount. The last ones were a little rough, but they'll be good still. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the air fryer at 370 for like 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna check on them. Okay, so I have my La Banderita wraps. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the chicken sausage wraps. So Usually I put the cheese down first. I weighed out a point serving for both wraps. And this is my veggie mix. It's got some red onion, some different bell peppers, and zucchini. So now when the air fryer is done, I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in for, usually I do like 5 minutes, move them around, and then 5 more minutes. Okay, so I went ahead and took the green beans out. I had to do them in 2 batches, and I did 3 minutes, then flipped them around and did another like 3 or 4 minutes, and then they were done. And then I went ahead and put the chicken in, so let me show you that. So I just did them in 2 separate foils because I figured this one would be a little saucy. So the blackened chicken is looking really good right now. And then the buffalo, I'm gonna go ahead and, it looks like there's not as much sauce. It's kind of all at the bottom, but we really like this sauce as well. So I'm gonna top it with a little bit of this one to see if it kind of sticks a little better. But I've had them in there for 8 minutes at 400 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and move them around and then cook them for another like 7 minutes and check on them. So we have all of our food done right here, and we're gonna go ahead and do a taste test. So I ended up cooking the green beans. I did 3 minutes, flipped them 3 minutes, and I had to do them in 2 batches. The chicken, I ended up doing 8 minutes, moving it around and doing another like 8 minutes. I cut a piece open to make sure it was done inside from each type. And I put a little bit more of the sauce on the buffalo, and I'm keeping it in the foil because it's like really saucy. Then the wraps, I just went ahead and cooked for about 8 minutes at 370. The chicken I did at 400 and the green beans I did at 370, just so you know. But I did the wrap at 370 for like 8 minutes and it's perfect. I like when the outside gets a little crunchy and then the cheese is melted. So let's go ahead and try it. Okay, so for our dipping sauce today for the green beans, we're just gonna use some honey mustard. Usually I would use ranch, but we're out. But we're using the Bolt House honey mustard sauce. So
crispy one.
Here is my green bean.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
First of all, it's really good with the honey Dijon. They're like perfectly crunchy. They're not like restaurant, like greasy, super breaded. And I kind of like that better. It's like a lighter version. So the points for the green beans, we gained 2 points for this recipe if we use like the whole batch. I used a ½ pound of green beans, so that's 2 points back. Then it's 6 points for the cup of panko. And I just tracked 2 points for the flour because we didn't end up using even like half of it. So that's all we have to track for this recipe. Then we're gonna go ahead and try the blackened chicken, which is 0 points. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh. That tastes better than Tyson blackened chicken. It is spicy. It definitely has a kick to it, but that is going to be perfect on wraps. What the heck? Okay, so now when I can't grill chicken, I'm gonna just start making it like this. That's spicy though.
That's good.
Oh my gosh! That's actually really good. So this is what I mean. The buffalo, the sauce didn't stick like I wanted it to, but it's still like soaked in flavor.
Cheers.
I was scared the chicken would get dried out, but it is so juicy.
It is so juicy.
Like both of them.
Oh yeah.
I figured that the buffalo would be a little juicier because it's got all the sauce, but even the blackened chicken is juicy.
It's so good.
Okay, so that was one we hadn't tried before. I've definitely made chicken, but I've never just done straight raw chicken tenderloins, and it is perfect. And really
good.
That took like no prep. It was so easy to just throw it in a bag. I probably would just prep all of one type at once and cook it like that.
Seriously.
So then we have our wrap with the peppers, cheese, and sausage. The tortilla is 1 point, the serving of cheese is 1 point, and then the sausage is 3 points. So 5 points for both halves, and this is just so good. Cheers.
Cheers.
So that's something I've been making a lot of, and it is just so easy to just throw a sausage in a tortilla and whatever like veggies and cheese you want. Really good.
So
and
good.
Air fried, it's perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and eat some more of this, and then now we're gonna make dessert, which today we're doing air fried apples with some cinnamon crumble on top. So
Deadly.
let's go ahead and make that. Okay, so for dessert, we're gonna make some cinnamon apples. So what I have right here, I just took a teaspoon of this ghee and I melted it in the microwave. Okay, so here are the apples ready to go in the air fryer. So I just divided the mixture onto the 4 halves. And these are just Honeycrisp apples. Those are our favorite, so that's what I usually get. I'm gonna go ahead and toss these in the air fryer. They're each in their own little foil, and I kind of fold it over a little in the air fryer. But I'm gonna put them in at 400 for 5 minutes and check on them. Okay, so here are our finished apples. They do get a little bit dark. I left them in there kind of long, but it doesn't taste burnt or anything. But I left them in there for 15 minutes at 400, and now we're gonna top them with some Cool Whip. But the point breakdown for both of these apples, because I made the mixture together, the entire thing of mixture was 5 points. It was 1 point for the teaspoon of ghee and 3 points for the 2 teaspoons of honey. And then the apple is 0. And then we're gonna go ahead and add a point to each of ours for Cool Whip topping. 2 tablespoons of Cool Whip is a point because we have the light whip topping. And so we're gonna put a tablespoon on each apple. So technically, I guess each apple would be 3 points. Okay, so we already know that we love this dessert, but we're still gonna have it right now anyway, so cheers.
Cheers.
Mine's a really big piece, it's hot. The granola even gets like kind of crunchy, a little like chewy, it's so good. So this is probably one of our new favorite desserts. It takes a little bit more effort, but it is so worth it. So anyway, that wraps up today's air fryer video. We hope you guys enjoyed this and got some new recipes to try out. Let us know if you do, or if you have anything else you want to see us make in the air fryer. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay, so for dinner tonight, we actually decided to have the other half of the green beans, so the other half pound. And what I did is I just threw them in the air fryer with a little bit of olive oil spray and then some seasoning. And I cooked them for like 7 minutes, and then I put on some grated Parmesan cheese and cooked them for a few more minutes at 400, and they look really good. They're kind of crispy, but also, I don't know, they're like perfectly cooked. So we're gonna try them and see how they are. Okay, so I actually just tried one of the green beans and they are so good. I think I might almost like them better than the fried ones because they're kind of juicy and really flavorful with the seasoning I put on there. So definitely recommend doing it that way as well.